Hello, it's me. What's happening? You ready? Hold on to your phones. The show is about to begin.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to Cooking with Little Miss P. I'm so excited to show you this new recipe. This is a super easy, extra tasty recipe that will have you going back for seconds. Let's start with what you will need. Onions, tomatoes, courgette, carrot, lemon, gem lettuce, cucumber, graham flour, tikka spice, coconut yogurt, wraps, and coriander. We start with chopping the onions. I've heard that if you stick an onion in the freezer for 10 minutes before chopping it, it delays the release of sulfur. Have you tried this? Personally, I'm not sure any tips work, and they are all just there as placebos. That being said, I'd love to try out your tried and tested hacks, so please comment below, and I can see if you can save my tears. Next, grab yourself a decent-sized carrot. Peeling is definitely optional for a recipe like this, as it's going to be in a mixture and fried. So if you want, skip this step. It takes around 30 seconds to peel a carrot. What can you do in that time if you skip that step? I think I would send my friend Mr. Bollywood jokes. Maybe something like, I've been banned from the secret cooking society. I kept spilling the beans. Or, some bacon and eggs walk into a bar. The bartender says, sorry, we don't serve breakfast. Or even, waiter, I'm glad you enjoyed the dinner. How did you find the steak? Me. Super easy. It was right next to the potatoes. Once you are done either peeling your carrots or sending your friends jokes that may or may not have you unfriended, you are going to want to grab your courgette. Give it a little wash. You definitely do not peel this. Technically, no time is saved here, so there's no need to flip a coin and figure out whether to annoy your friends or not. Now, I'm not saying that during the process grating the courgette, you couldn't be thinking of jokes to send. Or even, depending on how good you are at multitasking, you could have them on call and let them have your best work. Can anyone find me a better grater to use? Feel free to copy links into the comments. I feel this one isn't the most productive. This recipe is for about 20-25 portions, so please scale down to suit your needs. These are a family favorite of mine, and after we have the wraps, they go back for more as snacks. They can be kept fresh in the fridge for up to 4 days after cooking. I suggest putting them into an airtight container. I usually warm mine up in the oven, but the microwave can work also. Once you've finished grating and chopping all of your core ingredients, place them all into a bowl. Now we have added those, we can move on to adding in the flavors. We'll start with black pepper. Then going in with some salt. I like to use Himalayan salt, but use what is preferred by yourself. I like to use tikka spiced curry powder for my flavor here. This can be adapted to your own preferable spice. Then we add some graham flour. Start by adding a little. When you add the water, you can add more if needed. The easy rule to remember with any cooking is do everything little by little. It's so easy to add flavors, but almost impossible to take them back out. So best to add slowly, rather than risk ruining it all. Once you start to add the water, you'll find out if you need to add more flour. The aim is to combine everything to create a batter. Keep adding flour and water until you get a pancake-like consistency. Once you've reached the consistency needed, you can start to cook them. You'll want to get yourself a frying pan or casserole dish. I like using my cast iron casserole dish. It's got 1,001 uses. You'll need to fill it up with enough oil to shallow fry. The type of oil you use is up to you. I like to use vegetable oil. Get the oil nice and hot, then using a spatula slowly add in your batter. Be really careful as to not get splashed by the oil. I suggest only adding a few to cook at a time. Avoid overcrowding your pan. You'll need to cook these on a medium flame for roughly 3 or 4 minutes both sides. When you turn them over, they should be a lovely golden brown color. I'd suggest setting out some kitchen towels to drain off the oil once you remove them from the pan. I make both rounded ones and oblong ones. The reason being is the oblong ones fit better in a wrap, and the round ones are great for the snacks. Once these are cooked, set them aside and make a start on the salad. You'll need to start with cutting the ends off of the cucumber, then slicing it lengthways. Once you've sliced it lengthways, you need to get a spoon and scoop out the inside. Once you've done that, flip over the cucumber and slice into little moon halves. Set aside and then get your baby gem lettuce. Wash it thoroughly, then chop off the end and separate the leaves. Next, you will need to make the yummy cool yogurt to go with the wrap. Start by roughly chopping up some fresh coriander.